Hello and welcome back to another Kern Mesa Productions multi-part tutorial series where I'll be showing you how to make an A-10 Thunderbolt in Blender. And so I'm going to start out by deleting everything. So I'm going to hit A and tap delete. And then I'm going to hit Shift A to add a new object. And in the video description, I have a link to both Google Images and a Google Drive. And download one of those. It's the blueprints. And that will give you a lot more capability to follow this tutorial. So download those blueprints and then go to Image and Reference. And just locate wherever you have those blueprints and select Load Reference Image. But first, I'm going to uncheck Align to View, and then I'm going to hit Load Reference Image. And if you didn't hit Align to View, no big deal. All you have to do is hit Alt-R, and that'll clear the rotation. So if I can like rotate this, and if I hit Alt-R, that'll clear the rotation. So if you didn't click that, no big deal, just hit Alt-R, and then you'll have everything ready. So now I'm going to hit number pad 7 to go into top view, or if you don't have a number pad and you're working on like a laptop, no big deal, you can go up and click this little widget here to go into top view. And I'm going to move this along the x-axis by hitting G and then X, and I'm going to move it along the x-axis to about right here. And don't use the front as a reference point. Use the back, because the front has this kind of offset gun right here, and that can kind of deceive you. So don't use that. Use the use the back of the plane. So we have that all aligned. Whoopsie. Okay, we have that all aligned. And now what we're gonna do is we're going to hit Shift D, and then we're gonna hit X, and we're gonna slide this along, okay? But you can see that we can't really see this. So I'm going to right click to cancel the movement, and I'm going to hit Alt, I'm going to hit R, and then I'm going to hit X, and I'm going to manually type in 90, so 90, and then hit Enter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit 3 or 1 on my number pad, and again, if you don't have a number pad, just click this little widget here. And I'm going to hit G, and I'm going to move this right here. And this is kind of hard to see, so if you can't really see this, because this is also offset, this nose gear here, then you're gonna hit G. Just try to kind of get it aligned. If you can't quite get it right, a little trick that you can do is you can hit Shift A, and under Empty, you can select a plane axis, and then hit G and Y to move it right here. And then that'll give you a nice little line right here to align it. And just, hit G and kind of align it like so. And actually, we're not going to delete this empty. We're going to use this later, so keep that there. And we're going to hit G and Y and move this right here. Now I'm going to select the original blueprint, and I'm going to hit Shift D, all right, Shift D, and then I'm going to hit R, Z, and I'm going to manually type in 90, and then I'm going to hit the minus key. And now this is kind of clipping through, so I'm going to hit R, Y, and type in 90, and then minus. And now what I want to do is I am going to take this empty right here, and the origin right here where it all intersects. I'm gonna hit G and Y, and I'm gonna move it right to the tail of the plane right here. And then I'm gonna select this blueprint, and I'm gonna go into the side view, and I'm going to hit G, and I'm going to move it so that the landing gear is resting on the plane right here. And then I'm gonna hit G and Y, and I'm going to move it so that the back of this plane is aligned with the empty right here. This nice little line right here. And that will give you a lot of nice alignment. And now we can hit G and X and move it along. And I'm going to select this one, G, Y, and move it along. Now I'm going to select this one, G, Z, and move it along. And now I'm going to select this empty right here, and I'm going to hit Alt G to clear the movement. And now what I can do is, still with this empty selected, I'm going to hit number pad period key, or if you don't have this, you're going to hit view, or view right here, and viewpoint, frame selected. And so yeah, view, frame selected. And that will focus in on the empty right here. So now we have a nice all-aligned view. So now we can start naming these right here. So I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to hit F2 to rename it. And I'm going to just name this little guy front. I'm going to name this one side. And I'm going to name this one top. And I'm going to name this mirror object. Perfect. And you'll see why in a minute. But I'm going to hit Shift A, and I'm under mesh. I'm going to go down here and select a cylinder. And this is rotated in the complete wrong orientation. So I'm going to hit R and then X and then type in 90. Or again, if you don't completely understand this typing in 90 thing, what you can do is you can hit RX and then hold down Control while that'll snap it to the grid. So just hit RX and 90, or snap to the grid. And then I'm going to apply the rotation by hitting Control A and then selecting rotation. And I'm gonna go right here, and I'm gonna select the mirror object, and I'm just gonna scale this up because right now it's a little bit small. And now I can go into side view by hitting number pad 1, or again clicking the little widget. And I'm gonna select the cylinder, and I'm gonna hit F2 to rename it, and I'm gonna call this Fuselage. I think I'm spelling that right, but it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to hit S to scale it down, like so. And the thing about the A-10 is that it really kind of gets bigger toward the front, kind of like this. There's more of a distance between them than right here. And that is not something you usually have with most airliners. So I did not have to do that with the 747 tutorial, but I have to do that with this tutorial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit G, and I am going to hit Z, and I'm going to move it right here. And you can't really see past this wing right here, so we're gonna go right here, and we're gonna hit S, and we're gonna scale it along everything but the y-axis. So I'm gonna hit Shift Y, and I'm gonna scale it down just like this. Now you can see that we have a plane. Look at that. Not really. Anyway, so I'm gonna hit Tab to go into edit mode, and I'm going to hit 3 to go into face select mode within edit mode, and then I'm gonna click on this front face right here, and I am going to hit G and Y and move it forward just to about where the cockpit windshield is. And I'm gonna hit S and Z, and I'm gonna scale it up just like this. And then I'm gonna hit G, Z, and move it up into position. And now I am going to keep going in the side view, and I'm gonna hit E, and I don't want to go past this windshield, so I'm gonna hit S, Z, and scale it down actually. And I'm gonna hit G, Z, and move it down, kind of scale it down a little bit. And you'll see why in a moment. But E, S, Z, and we'll scale it down. And I'm just kind of hitting E, S, Z, and scaling it down to match this thing right here. And it doesn't have to be exact, because you can edit it later. That's the beauty of modeling. It is not permanent. Usually. I will say that much. It is usually not permanent. So I'm just modeling this up right here. And getting it to look something like the A-10's nose. And I'm gonna put this about right here, but then for this last one, I'm gonna hit E, and then I'm gonna hit M and select at center. And now we have this really weird shape right here. But that is okay, because we'll fix that later. That's the best part about modeling. And right here, I'm going to select this back base, and I'm going to go and center in on it, and I'm gonna hit E to extrude all the way over here, and I'm gonna hit S to scale, and G to grab, and then Z. And then I'm going to hit E, S, G, Z, S, E, and then M at center to merge. And now we have a really weird shape. And if we want to kind of see the geometry better, what I can do is I can go right up here and select this drop down. And I'm going to select matte cap, and it's going to be random. And you don't have to use the matte cap if you don't want to, but it just kind of helps you to see the extra objects. And then right here, I'm going to select cavity, and under the type, I'm going to select screen and both. And now you can see that we can see the geometry pretty well, and that's very nice. So what do we do now? Well, the answer is I'm going to hit 7 on the number pad to go into top view, or I'm going to select this little widget here, and I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to tab into edit mode, and I'm going to hit 2 to go into face select, or I can select these things up here. Right here. So I'm going to select the edge. And I'm going to hold down Alt while I left click this right here. And I'm going to hit S and X. Remember to hit X. And I'm just going to scale it up. So Alt, select, S, X. And this blueprint is a little bit off, so I'm going to move it over a little bit. Just like this. And now we're back in aligned. So now I'm going to hit Alt and then Z to go into X-ray mode. And I'm going to just scale this up along the X-axis. And then about right here, I'm going to hold down Alt and left click this one. And I'm going to hit S and X to scale it down. And now that's looking very professional. Yes, sir. And professionalism is key. And now this is unaligned, so I'm going to hit G, X, and kind of move it right here. The blueprints can never be completely accurate, so you kind of have to make up for that. Anyway, so right here, this is all looking fine, but right about here, I can hit Alt and select this edge, and I'm going to hit S and X to scale it down. Select this one, S, X, scale it down, S, X, scale it down. And I'll just do that for all of these. And then right here, we're having a bit of a problem. Ignore it. That's all I can say. Just ignore it. And now I'm going to hit Tab to go to edit mode. And then Alt-Z to toggle out of our lovely little thing here. And we do not have any of this windshield thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to tab back into edit mode. And I'm going to... Oh, I think we might have some intersect. No, I don't think we do. Okay. Right here, you're going to see that this face, this face, this face, and this face need to be changed. So I'm going to select this, and just make sure I have all of the right ones selected, which I do. And I'm going to select only the inner ones, okay? And then I'm going to hit O to go into proportional editing, or right up here you can click this thing. And I'm going to hit G, Z, and move it up, and you can scroll on your mouse wheel to control how much that is. And now you can see that we kind of have an interesting shape. I can hit 1 to go into vertices select mode, and I'm going to select this very center one, and I'm going to hit GZ and move it up. Scroll. And I'm just going to select this one. Just kind of get it to look right. And boom, we have it pretty much done. That is a very decent looking fuselage, but it will do. And now we can cut out the windshields. So I'm going to go into side view, and I'm going to hit tab to go into edit mode. And right here on the toolbar, this knife tool, I'm going to select this, or you can see the hotkey right here, which is Shift Spacebar K, Shift Spacebar K, and right here, the knife tool, so I can hit K, and now I'm in the knife tool. So I can hit Alt-Z to go into X-ray mode, and I am just simply going to cut out these. You're going back to your childhood, everybody. Not very different from me for obvious reasons, but time to do some paper cutouts with a knife, believe it or not. So yeah, you have that, and just hit enter to apply it. And I'm gonna cut out this one too. This time I'm gonna go all the way to the edge. I'm gonna hit enter. Then I'm gonna select this one again, all the way to the edge, enter. And now we have this all cut out. But what I can do is I can tab out of edit mode. I'm going to select this one right here, and I'm going to hit G, Y, and move it over here momentarily. Because if I tab into edit mode, you can see that this is not completely aligned. So I'm going to select this top one right here. I'm going to hit O. Oh, keep it on. G, Z. And I'm going to scroll on my mouse wheel to move everything up. And then I'm going to hit S and X to kind of scale all of this up. And now we have a very interesting shape. So what I'm going to do right here is, you can see that we kind of have this inner window right here, right? So I'm going to select this vertice right here, and I'm just going to cut out this thing right here, right? Select this and hit enter. And it can be really sloppy, okay? You don't have to make it exact at all, okay? But basically what you want to do is you want to do that, okay? Got it? Simple? Good. Okay. So now I'm going to hit 3 to go in face select mode, hit Alt-Z, and I am going to select the whole half right here, okay? The whole half, and I'm going to hit delete and select faces. Now it's gone, okay? It's literally completely gone. But we'll fix that. So I'm just going to move this back over here. Right here, we're going to go over here to this little wrench right here, modifier properties, and under add modifier, I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to select the mirror modifier. And this looks perfect, but for a little more, just a little bit more flexibility, under the mirror object, I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to select the mirror object. All right, and now if I hit G, you can see that this is mirrored along this empty right here. Perfect. So now what I can do is I can tab to go into edit mode, and I'm going to hit 1 to go into vertice select mode, and I'm going to hit A, and I'm going to hit M by distance to make sure that there are no overlapping vertices, which there are not. Remove 0 vertices, which is good, by the way. And I'm gonna hit 3 to go back into this face select mode, and I'm gonna deselect everything. And now I'm gonna select these windows. So I'm gonna hit C, and you can scroll on your mouse wheel and kind of just click and select all these vertices. And if you select something you don't want, just hold down your middle mouse wheel and you can deselect those faces, okay? And just right click when you're ready to stop, and then you can hit C again and just mow down all of these things. Just select all of them, right? And then this last one right here, I'm gonna go into fronts. Oopsie. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go right here, and I'm gonna hit C, and I'm just gonna select this right here. And now we have this one right here. Okay. Boop. Now we have Now we have all of this, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit P, and then I'm gonna select selection. And now you can see what that matte cap's doing. We have the windows, okay? We have some very nice windows, and I mean, come on, you can't complain about that. So we'll leave this right here for now because that is the end of part 1. And I hope to see you in part 2, which will be coming out very shortly. And right before I end the video, I just gotta remind you to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to be notified when the next parts come out. And I gotta also remind you to do another thing. Hit Control S and save your project. Bye.